Assalamu alaikum students. How are you all? I hope you all are fine and doing great. My dear students, this is your science class. Students, as you all know that the topic we are studying is air and water. Yes, we are studying about air and water. Students, in the previous video we learnt about air, its atmosphere and layers of the atmosphere, isn't it? Yes, we learned about all these things in the previous video. Students, today we are going to learn about properties of air. Yes, today we are going to discuss about properties of air. Students, some of the properties of air are: air occupies space. Air has mass. Air exerts pressure. Air occupies space. Air has mass. Air exerts pressure. These are some of the properties of air. Students, let me give you an example. Students, if we take a balloon and blow air into it, what will happen? Can you tell me what will happen? Yes, the balloon will get inflated. The balloon will grow bigger in size. Why so? Because the air that we have blown into the balloon has occupied space inside the balloon. Because the air that we blow into the balloon, that air occupies space inside the balloon and the balloon gets inflated. Balloon gets inflated. This means that air occupies space. Yes, it means that air occupies space. Also, this air that we blow into the balloon, it will push against the walls of the balloon. It will push against the walls of the balloon, and because of that also the balloon will get inflated. The balloon will grow bigger in size. This means that air occupies space and it also exerts pressure. Apart from this, air has mass. Air has some weight as well. Students, if we take a football with very less air inside it, if you take a football, you might be having a football at your home. If you take a football which is having very less air inside it, after that what you will do, you will fill this football completely with the air. What you will observe that the mass, the weight of the football will increase. When we completely fill this football, its mass will increase. First, the football was having very less mass because very little air was present inside it. But when we fill this football completely with the air, what will happen? The mass of the football will increase because this is because of the air that we have filled in the football. This means that air has mass. Air has mass. Isn't it? Are you getting me? Yes. So students, air occupies space. It has mass. So air is a matter. Air is matter. Air is matter. And matter is anything that occupies space and has mass. Air occupies space also. It has mass also. Therefore, air is a matter. Isn't it? Very good. Students, have you got it? Very good. My dear students, now we are going to learn about water. Yes, we are going to learn about water. Students, water is also one of the basic necessities of life. Yes, water is also one of the basic necessities of life. Apart from food and air, water is also a basic necessity of our life. Water is very important for all the life forms present on the earth, be it plants or animals. Water is necessary for all the living organisms that are present on the earth. No individual can survive without water. Yes, no one can survive without water. All organisms present on the earth, they need water to survive. Yes. Water has many uses. In our day-to-day life, water is used for drinking, cleaning, washing, cooking, and many other things. Water is also used for irrigating the crops. Yes, water is used for irrigation purpose, for irrigating the crops. And water is also a home of many aquatic animals. Many aquatic animals, a variety of aquatic animals, they live in water. So water provides shelter to them, provides home to them. Water is also used by the plants for their growth. Water is required by the plants for their growth. So these are some uses of the water in our day-to-day activities. So water is very, very important for all of us, for all the life forms present on earth, be it plants or animals. Students, more than 70% of the surface of the earth is covered with water. Yes, more than 70%. How much percent? 70%. More than 70% of the surface of earth is covered with water. And this is the reason why earth is known as blue planet, because water is found in abundance on earth. More than 70% of earth's surface has water, is covered with water. And out of this 70%, less than 1% is present in rivers, lakes and streams. Less than 1% of the total water is in rivers, lakes and streams. Out of the 70% water present on earth, 1% is found in rivers, lakes and streams. Now you will ask me, ma'am, what is the rest of the water, ma'am? The rest of the water is found as ice in the form of glaciers or in the oceans. Are you getting me? Rest of the water, the remaining water. Remaining water, it is found as ice and also in the seas and oceans. But we cannot drink the seawater. Why so? Can you tell me, students? Why we cannot drink the seawater? Because seawater is unfit for drinking. It is too salty. It is very, very salty. Seawater is very salty. It is unfit for drinking. So this means that human beings, all the life forms on the earth, we utilize 1% water. We utilize 1% water. The 1% water available to us in the rivers, lakes and streams, that 1% water is utilized by the human beings, plants and animals, by the living forms on the earth. Are you getting me? Very good. So the water that is found in rivers, lakes and streams, this water has to be used by all the human beings, by the plants, by the animals. So it is important that this water should be fit for drinking. It is important for us that the water that is available to us should not be polluted. Yes, this 1% water that we use, that the human beings, plants and animals use, this water should be fit for drinking. This water should be fit for drinking. We should not pollute this water, because if we pollute this water, we will run out of water, because only 1% water is available to us, and this 1% water that is present in rivers, lakes and streams is known as fresh water. So this fresh water, the amount of fresh water present on the surface of the earth is less. So we must conserve water. We must use water in a proper way. We must not pollute this water, because water is very, very important for all of us, for our survival on earth. Are you getting me? Very good. Students, now let's learn about properties of water. Let's discuss some properties of water. Students, water is colorless, odorless and tasteless liquid. Yes, water is colorless. This means that water has no color, isn't it? Yes, water has no color. Water is odorless. Odorless means water has no smell, isn't it? Yes. And it is tasteless. Water has no taste. So water is a colorless, odorless and a tasteless liquid, isn't it? Yes. Students, water exists in all three forms of matter. We have three forms of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. And water, it exists in all the three forms of matter. In solid form, it exists as ice. Yes, in solid form, water exists as ice. In liquid form, it exists as water. And in gaseous form, it exists as water vapor and steam. So this water, it exists in all the three forms of matter: solid, liquid, and gas, in all three forms of matter. Students, water is called the universal solvent. Water is called the universal solvent. Students, water can dissolve many things into it. More substance dissolve in water than in any other liquid. More substances dissolve in water, get dissolved in water than in any other liquid. So this is the reason why water is called as universal solvent, because water is capable of dissolving more substances into it than any other liquid. Are you getting me? Very good. The substances that completely dissolved in water, the substances that completely dissolve in water are called soluble substances. For example, sugar and salt. The substances that completely dissolved in water, those substances are called soluble substances. For example, sugar and salt. Fill half a glass of water and after that you add a spoonful of sugar into it and then mix it well. What will you observe? You will see that the sugar which you added into the water will get disappeared. That sugar will get disappeared. Why so? Because the sugar that we added into the water will get dissolved in water. The sugar will get completely dissolved in water and the water will taste sweet. So the sugar is a soluble substance because it gets completely dissolved in water. And similarly, if we add salt into a glass of water, it will also get completely dissolved in water. This means that sugar and salt are soluble substances, and soluble substances are those substances that completely dissolve in water. Are you getting me? Very good. Now let's talk about those substances which do not dissolve in water. For example, sand. If we take a glass of water and add a spoon of sand in it and then mix it well, will the sand get dissolved in water? Will it get dissolved? No, it will not get dissolved in water. So the sand is an insoluble substance. The sand is not a soluble substance because it has not dissolved in water. So such substances that do not dissolve in water are called insoluble substances. For example, sand, wood, etc. So substances that do not dissolve in water, those substances are called insoluble substances. For example, sand. Sand will not get dissolved in water. Similarly, if we add wood into the water, will it get dissolved? No, it will also not get dissolved. So sand, wood, these are insoluble substances. Are you getting me? Very good. So students, these were some properties of water. Students, this was all about our today's topic. Students, let me give you an activity for today that you'll be performing at your home. So do this activity at your home. You will take a stick. What you will take? You will take a stick or a rod and 2 balloons. You will take a stick and 2 balloons and you will hang these 2 balloons each to the either side of the stick. You will hang the 2 balloons to the either side of the stick and the stick should be placed horizontal, horizontally. Are you getting me? And after that, what you will do, you will prick one balloon with a pin. Okay, you will prick one balloon with a pin. and record your observation. You will prick one balloon with a pin, then you will record your observation. Are you getting me? This activity you have to perform at your home, and after that write your observations in your scrapbook. Are you getting me? You will perform this activity and you will record whatever you have observed and you will write it down on your scrapbook. Are you getting me? Very good. So students, this was all for today. I hope you understood today's topic. I will see you next time inshallah. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.